actually have a great experience. Let's say there's financial challenges in the marriage right now, and your spouse has not taken you out on a date in a very long time. I am challenging you, or I am guessing or predicting that you have something in the house that you can prepare a beautiful meal until he gets home this evening. You can set up a date night. If it's even the bedroom, whatever it is, if your apartment is small, do it in that little space where you're at. If you have kids at home and you want to feel like you're in somewhere, just set it up in the bedroom. So let's say you have chicken in the fridge, or whatever it is that you can find, maybe some ground beef, or if you're a family that owns, probably have some game meat in the fridge. Take some out, prepare it nicely, fix it, set it up as a nice date night, date evening, whatever time you listen to this, and just have a beautiful evening. There's no need to sit down and worry about what you don't have, and he hasn't taken you out on a date for a long time. Make the date happen. Thank you so much for joining. You can make that moment magical. So if it's in the one bedroom, or you probably have two rooms, set up one of the room and just fix it up like it's, a exquisite restaurant you've gone to. And set the night to music. Put on your favorite song. Close the door, put the kids to bed early. Don't let them have to come home this evening and have to put the kids down to bed. I know some of us are so ritual, used to our rituals and our routines, but switch it up and set a night as a date night. Surprise him. Surprise him with a date night. And then he's going to be so surprised that, wonder, wait a minute, I thought we weren't on good terms. Let him feel like we weren't on good terms. Even though you probably aren't on good terms, you're doing your part. You're showing the enemy that you have no more control over my marriage, right? Because my marriage, we ain't going nowhere. We are here for the long haul. We remember the love that brought us together. We remember the vows that we took. We remember the good times that we have before the kids came, or, probably still there's no kids. But something is happening, maybe you guys having a bad communication moment right now. Maybe somebody make a financial decision that is hurting the budget or something like that. But you can still have a great marriage. You can still have a great evening, right? You can still call that date night. All right. Don't be too hard on just one partner. You can set the night to music. What was that song that brought you guys to your favorite love song that you always play when you just came together? What a song. Play it again, right? Go back to the memories that bring you all together in the first place, right? What was our first meal? Probably have something. Listen, I know sometimes it's hard. I know sometimes the fridge can run dry sometimes. I know sometimes you can't find a $10. You can't find a $5. But you have something in the fridge, right? I don't know what it is. If it's even vegetables, go make yourself a vegetable dish. Prepare it for him, for the both of you, and call date night. Text him right now, or call him and let him know that don't make any more plans after work. I know we fight last night, or we have been fighting from last week, but don't set nothing else up. We have a date night. And it's gonna be like, what? Where you get money from? No. You're like the Proverbs 31 woman. You're going to make with what you have. Hey, I know probably it's the first time you're watching me. My name is Marsha Whitegum. And guess what? I have no business even talking about marriage, because over 10 years ago, I couldn't even get it right. My mother with two sets of kids. But one day, after the Holy Spirit saved me from, my ex relationship, where I was living in abuse. The guy beat me go and beat me come. And I was sitting in there in all those lies. And then one day, the Holy Spirit revealed to me that he was cheating. Yep, the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit snitched. He snitched. The Holy Spirit snitched on him. And then I never know what was going on. What text wasn't a phone call. Oh, sweet, go. Okay, Joel, go in the bathroom. Go put your clothes on. And so the Holy Spirit snitched on him, right? I was at work. Immediately, I knew that something was happening at back home. And so I was going to try and tell a lie to get out of there and to end up go at home, go see what was going on. And he said to me, the Holy Spirit said, hey, thank you so much for joining. The Holy Spirit said, I did not show you anything for you to go get yourself in any trouble. So I obeyed. I know what that means, and I obeyed. I stayed. And when I reached home, I saw that the ex had his girl. His girl was at home. So the Holy Spirit snatched on him, and then I was to obey. And so the following day, I, I set a system in my house, right? I set up some system in my house, and I wanted to know if they were coming back. This time, maybe I'm thinking I'm going to hear some juicy piece of stuff. But anyway, what I heard on my recording system at home that I set the day after the Holy Spirit snatched on him was his mama. Listen this. And that's why I'm talking to my wives right now, or probably you single woman and you want to be in a relationship. Listen, the day after the Holy Spirit snatched on him, I put a device in our home that I wanted to hear if there's somebody is coming, and I didn't hear that kind of thing that I'm hoping to hear again. Okay, but I heard his mama and him praying for me to die, for my children to get saved, and for my dreams to be destroyed. I was out of there. It was the quickest decision I've ever made in my life. It was the quickest decision I've ever made in my life, because I know immediately that God's word is true, the Holy Spirit is true, is truth, and the enemy is a liar. Okay? And the truth was, the Holy Spirit showed me this. The Holy Spirit snitched. Okay? Now I'm realizing the word I'm supposed to use. Yep, snitched your name, man. Big time. And then the next day, I was trying to hear some juicy stuff through my recording system, but I didn't hear anything. But I heard his mama and him praying for me to not be here anymore, and for my dreams to be destroyed and my kids to get. And so it's the first I'm making such a quick decision to get out of there. So I decided I was going to get out, because I had advocates working with, because I was being beaten upon, and I was on my behind the scene work on how to overcome this kind of situation, because I was playing the mind game. He was playing the mind game on me big time. And so I didn't know what to do. I was afraid. Was I afraid of him? I wasn't afraid of him, but I was afraid of him. I was mainly afraid of getting into trouble, because I left my kids back home in my country, and I didn't want to get in trouble. And that's why I didn't retaliate. It's not that because I didn't know I couldn't have done him some stuff, but I was trusting God, and I believed that God was going to protect me in that situation. So I sit in that abuse, and the mind game was playing. Oh, Masha, you're gonna mess up. You're a mother of three. You're three already. You can't be doing this. You're gonna be at fault. Blah 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 blah. The enemy was telling me. But that day, when I heard, after the Holy Spirit snitched on him and let me know he was somebody over the house, and I heard him and his mama, my God, thinking that she was praying to my God. I mean, my Father, who revealed to me yesterday, the day before. And that's when I make a decision I was going to get out. So I called an advocate, and I told her I'm ready to leave with this situation. I'm ready to move into the safe house, because I didn't have anywhere else to go. And I'm going to take care of myself. It was 6 months old. I just could not produce breast milk without the baby formula. And then I said I'm going to help other women who's on the journey, who's being lied to, being beaten upon, and living in such a situation. And so that's how I get out of that and started on this path. So when I tell you, I'm not even supposed to be in this position. However, what saved me and what causes me and set me on the path now that I'm on is me submitting and surrendering to God that I don't know what I was doing. I was always looking for relationships. So I was always looking for this guy, because I know I want to spend my life with somebody who loved the Lord, who loved themselves, who loved the children now, because now I have 4 children. Now I have kids, but at the time I had 4 kids. My young son was 6 months old. And so I said, I want somebody to spend my life with. So, but after that divorce, I decided I didn't want anybody again. I decided I didn't want to go in a relationship. And I was so wrong, because my heart was desiring love. My heart was desiring somebody to spend the rest of my life with, you know, somebody to have good communication with, somebody to reciprocate love and kindness and gentleness and, you know, that kind of place. Somebody we can have a good time with, you know. Somebody where you could have this relationship where you don't have to deal with infidelity. God, it's terrible. And so I surrendered to God, and then not long after my Lord, it brought my husband. Seriously. So here we are now, 10 years, my husband now, after divorcing, 10 years into the marriage, this year's going to be 11 years. I'm saying to you right now, and I think I'm privileged. I know I am privileged. I know I'm blessed. I know I am like 1, 2, or 3 steps ahead of many of the women who I know right now are, you know, who reach out to me and say, Marsha, how you doing this? Oh, you even do this? A woman asked me after having a mini Zoom conversation once, you know, she wasn't brave enough, but after the meeting, she called me up and she's like, hey, I want to talk to you. And she's like, how do you do this? How do you even talk about all these things and don't weep? How do you even stay strong after you tell us that a man to beat upon you? When I was 4 months pregnant, my ex-husband slapped the crap out of me on the floor. No, I can't laugh now. No, seriously, I can laugh about it now because I see the strategy of the enemy, but I couldn't laugh then. It took one question from my then doctor. When I go to the office when I was pregnant, and she asked me, hey, so Mrs., you know, she called my marriage then, and she's like, how are you doing today? She was like nice and chirpy, o'clock in the morning. And as soon as she said, how are you doing, I bawled. And she's like, oh my God, what happened? She thought I was having a medical emergency, no, right? And I was like, no, my ex-husband just beat upon me. She was so shocked. Immediately she examined me and, you know, tested, see if baby was okay, listen to heartbeat and whatnot, and then put me on to some advocates. So I'm saying that I'm not even supposed to be giving advice or encouragement. However, I have a testimony. I've overcome that. And I was able to tell the woman who called me up and said, Marsha, oh, you do this. I told her that I was to forgive him. Yes. You're like, I know hear someone saying, I cannot forgive. I will not forgive anybody who does such a thing to me. Right? But guess what? The good news is you got to. Because forgiveness is not for that person. It is for you. Forgiveness was for me. It was for me to start the healing process. Forgiveness is a must when you're a child of God, when a woman of God. You must forgive. Why do I have to forgive? Why do I asked the Lord. I said, why do I have to forgive him? It was he who was beating up on me. It was me who was sitting down and taking all this, you know, emotional stuff that he would tell me. It was me who would have to hear his mother praying for me to, you know, I don't want YouTube to cut my video off, but they were praying for me not to be here anymore. They were praying for my kids to get sick, which include her 6-month-old grandchild. Why do I have to forgive them? Listen to me. Especially those who are called by God's name. You see those wives right now who is called by God's name, you are expected to have a whole different outlook in life than everybody else who don't know Christ. You must forgive because forgiveness is one of the things that God said we have to do. Seriously. But above that, or below that, is forgiveness will start your healing process, ladies. If you ain't willing to forgive, you're going to feel the pain for a longer time. You're going to be, you know, talking about the situation all the time and bawl. I mean, I can bawl if I feel like I want to go there. However, I don't have to go there to prove a point. No. And absolutely, I was to forgive the guy. I mean, the guy pulled my braid out. When I say pull my braids out, he pulled everything out from my scalp. Right? He hit me down 4 months pregnant. He slapped me in my face 7 months pregnant because we asked him, let's say I would go to town on the war about taking care of the children. But that is a whole different video about not quarreling with a man over support for children. Because most of the fights stem from that place, finance. You have to take care of the kids, you have to take care of responsibilities. But you know what? Subscribe to this channel. I will do a whole another video just about finance. Argue with no man over no finance, ladies. Don't argue with him about finance for the children. Are you saying, Marsha, don't? Yep, let me talk about that in the video. But for this video here, I want you to realize that you can have a great marriage irrespective of what the situation is right now as a wife who probably you're in your first year, your first 6 months. You know, the honeymoon phase is kind of like over, and you're seeing his bad habits, he's seeing your bad habits, and not seeing eye to eye. You can still have a great evening. You can still make a decision that you are going to savor the moment. You're going to recreate the moment, the joy, the love that bring you together. And you might say, but Marsha, he has his money, but he's not bringing me out. Okay, what do you have at home? What do you have at home right now? I know sometimes we leave everything and we go to the restaurant and eat. Nothing is wrong with that. But if things is running low right now, if for some reason you guys are not on good speaking terms, I know the ladies can keep this for a long time. I'm guilty. I'll keep the vexation up for quite a while, okay? How my husband deal with it is like, okay, Marsha, we're gonna talk, and I'm like, yeah. I know we really need to talk, you know, and look a bit of attitude, but we're getting better, okay? Better, because the Bible said, if, you know, the Lord said, if you love me, do what I say. And so this encouragement is for you if things is running, looking not good right now, but probably finance, probably, you know, holding out and so on. Wives, make dinner this evening. Find something from out of the fridge. I don't care how long the piece of meat into the fridge, go thaw it out. And cook him a very nice meal for both of you. And look about it with grace. Look about it, prepare it with love. Prepare it as though you're going to prepare it for him the first time you met him. The first time you put eyes on him and you swear to God that you got at him, you know, you're in love. The butterflies, you're telling your best girl or your best boy, and you're telling your mama about this love that you just found. Go back there and make the evening nice. Or if you can set up a date night, set it up. Who say you only one have to ask you out? You can ask him out too. And you might say, but he doesn't want to go nowhere with me. I don't want to go nowhere with him. Well, make it happen at home. Let it happen at home. Do it in the bedroom. You know, whatever you need to do. Bring the chair. Listen, I have videos. Some of them I don't post. That we couldn't go out to go to the restaurant. Or we just never want to go anywhere. We never want to leave the kids to go nowhere. Right? We just set up shop in the bedroom. And we tell the kids that, hey, we're on a date night. Seriously. Savor the moment. And scare the devil out of your life. Scare him out of your soul. Because the Bible says you're not wrestling against flesh and blood. You're not wrestling against flesh and blood, my friends. You are wrestling against principalities. Spiritual wickedness. In high places and in low places. That's who your real enemy is. So if you make the night, you know, set as a date night because you haven't gone out since the start of the year, or you hasn't called it, you know, bring you out in a while, or you're trying to pay off the student loan, you're trying to pay off the mortgage, you have all of these awesome, you know, goals that you set, and you make it happen at home. Go down to the store, your grocery store, and get something simple, maybe get some shrimp or whatever he likes or whatever you like, and have a great evening, have a great meal, sit together, you know, have a conversation, you know, act like civil people, like when we just did meet, right? You know, like when, I mean, I always tell my husband this, we always talk about this. You know, like when the both of you just meet, and none of us show up our bad behaviors. None of us. You know? None of us, you know, like, I think my brother was just talking there, and I was like, no, you start to look like you get too comfortable. When I use the bathroom, just close the door. Or just spray out the place or something like that. You remember when we just meet time when I know if you fart? You remember that time? Best behavior. Right? Me say I never know if the guy could ease him because they never smell anything weird. So you just thought he's the perfect person. I think it's the same thing with me. You never know if me can fart. Best behavior. So if there's problems in marriage right now, and all of the little stuff we're seeing coming up, You know, him now put on a toilet seat and then at night time you go fall inside of it. And you have him up from last week over that. And guess what? Him again next week. So don't bother even worry about it. Right? And him probably don't spread the bed because him don't like for work. You know, him have to just run out and gone. And you feel like he's there alone, have to spread the bed. And you have him up about that. Just remember the first time you come together. And recreate that moment. Go back to the first time. Right? The first time you bless in each other. And create from there. So if you have something in the fridge, ladies, go cook your husband dinner. Because if you're not cooking for him, he might go stop down the restaurant down the road. And me tell us that somebody at work, I will probably offer to bring some dinner for him. And more, he might get more of that. The temptation will start kicking because they end up wait for destroy everything now. Right? Make it happen, ladies. If you not cook for your husband, go cook in dinner. Unless someone decides to don't cook anything for the week and probably you guys is having a fasting or something. Ladies, go take care of him. Remember the first time if when you guys come together and deal from there, so right? We have time and I'm talking to the wives, I'm not trying to address the husbands here. No, we're not trying to address the husband because women don't know what men think. Right? I'm saying to you right now, ladies, if you're not washing his clothes because you think you have beef with him, go wash his clothes them. Worse if you don't have to go on laundromat. If you have to go on laundromat, pile up the clothes them into the car and go wash his clothes. Straightforward and big woman thing we're talking here. So do something for him that you have not done in a while. Whatever it is that brought you guys together. Come out of that place because that's where the enemy is hiding. Who is there right now who wants to have a great evening? Who has been fighting for a while and things is just piling up and just looking harder and harder? Did you know, ladies, that you have the capabilities and the potential to bring out the best in your man? Why do you think sometimes the men go down the road and women? There's some woman right now they're just waiting for you to mess up. So they can take them and be your husband, BFF. So that they can be your husband's ears. So they can come and have the shoulder for cry on. And before you know it now, everybody go and blame him now that him cheating and him not coming home at night. But why don't you cook for him? Why don't you do his laundry? Come on. You can quarrel about everything you want to quarrel about. Are you doing what you're supposed to do? Who are my sisters who need this reminder? Hey, thank you so much for watching and listening. My goodness, God is so good. Is you who need that encouragement? Do you know someone? Share this video with them or comment below. Let me hear what you're thinking. Where are you watching and listening from right now? How long have you been married? Or are you divorced? Or where are you? What's your status here? Because I want to know I'm talking to real people. I want to know that what the Holy Spirit just said to me right now is, it's not my business if he's ministering to people. I want him to minister to people because our lives supposed to be an example, right? And if he wants me to bring some encouragement, then that's what I'm going to do. But since you're here, let me know where you're watching from. Are you married? Are you single? Can you go subscribe to this channel so that persons who are single, married, or probably just need this encouragement right now can find this video? The algorithm will do the rest. You subscribe or share with someone. Okay? You can still have a great marriage, a great relationship, even though you guys have been beefing for a while. Just go back, roll back the curtain of memories of what brought you guys together. Was it his eyes, his heights? What brought you guys together? Go back there. Because now you know him now. You think you know him right now. Now you're seeing his attitudes and stuff where you've been complaining on the phone with everybody else. Right? But you know what I'm saying? Roll back the curtain of memories, where it began. Right? And go from there, so. Allow yourself to forgive him because forgiveness is what pleases God. And you are going to keep yourself out of his presence doing what he says. But you're pointing finger that your husband is doing this and doing that. There's an old time saying, I grew up with my grandmother. There's an old time saying that's one finger at somebody else. 1, 2, 3, 4 finger pointing back at you. Look at this. So you can't be pointing when you're not doing it yet anyway. And I said, let's say there's no excuse. Let's say there is food in the house. Go make a very nice dinner. Look about it properly. Right? Set up the nice evening. Cut some flowers outside. I mean, for me it's winter, so not outside right now. But for you, what do you have? Or if you have the money, go down to the store and go buy some beautiful flowers and set the night up. Put some nice music on, right? And invite him. Put on your nice clothes, fix your hair back, do what you do to get yourself together. And if you want to surprise him, or if you want to call him up or text him up and say, babe, we have a date night tonight. Just come on home. We'll get ready from home, right? And when you come in, do something nice. Because the Bible says we should treat others as though we would want to be treated. Are you waiting for him to take you on a date? How about you take him on a date tonight? You do not have to leave the home. If you have the little ones, you don't have to leave the home. Okay, I hear somebody say they have the kids, they can't do that. Maybe you're a special needs parent, or maybe you have young ones. The baby's probably, a couple months old. You can't get any babysitter to come in right now. Okay, still no excuse. Put baby down, and you guys are going to be having a date night in the next room. Switch it up. Have a beautiful evening, irrespective. Why is this important?